Please welcome Will McDaniel.
Before I get started, I'd like to thank the Lord for my new guitar. Isn't that sharp? He gave it to me for free. And I just wanted to say thank you to him. Because I took a flight the other day, and I went to go get my luggage coming around on that conveyor belt, and this was on my suitcase. Anybody here like cats? I see some people like, ha, 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 ha. How do you cook them? Sorry. I guess I should never start a show with that joke. I told that joke in a church a few weeks ago, and this little lady sitting right on the front row, bless her blue hair, she went, "That's mean! That is mean!" I was like, "Ma'am, it's not mean. They're dead when we cook them." And I like cats. We have a couple cats at home, my wife and I do. And ours have biblical names. Demon and Satan. But I like cats. Cats like to make you feel good when they want to. When they want to. And I like things that make me feel good. By applause. Do you people like things that make you feel good? Oh, yeah. One of the things that I like to do on a cold day is put something in the dryer and get it all nice and warm and heat it up, take it out, and wrap up with it. Have you ever done that? Oh, I love that feeling. So I took that feeling, the way something coming out of the dryer feels, and I took the way cats make you feel, and I put them together. And I wrote this song. I think you're going to like it. It's called Cat in the Dryer. Thank you. Does anybody know what the fastest animal in the world is? Cheetah, no. Good try. Good guess. A leopard, no. Good guess. Let me help you. A squirrel? Not by the driveway coming in the church it wasn't, I'll tell you that. Let me help you out. It's a cat coming out of the dryer, okay? Now, I had a lady after a show once, she come up and she goes, "I don't like those cat jokes. I don't like those." I said, "Ma'am, I'm a professional. I would never hurt an animal. Anytime I put a cat in the washer or the dryer, I set it on the delicate cycle." My wife and I, we have the privilege of being able to go all over the country and share the joy of the Lord with people. And we get to go to all denominations because everybody likes to laugh. Matter of fact, we did our biggest event ever just a few months ago. It was a huge Jehovah Witness convention. But they only let me tell knock-knock jokes. Now, I'm not going to stand up here and make fun of them all night. But I'm a comedian, which is another word for stay-at-home husband. So I'm at home, and there's a knock on my door. And I open the door. There's some Jehovah Witnesses. And I'm like, guys, come on in. Can I get you something cold to drink? You want a Mountain Dew, Dr. Pepper? What do you guys, what do you want to drink? I got them a cold drink. They sat down. I said, what do you guys want to talk about? And they went, we don't know. We never got this far before. But we do get to go all over the country, and sometimes we go places where people shouldn't be. Jails and juvenile detention centers. And when we go in there, we get to tell them a message. And our main message that we tell them is that Jesus can set you free. Amen. Our message to those that have made mistakes is you don't have to live like this. Because Jesus paid the price. You can be free. Amen. This next song I'm going to do is for them. Those that are incarcerated. And this song is called Freedom. I hope you like it. Thank you. Now I get some people that ask, do you actually do any songs with your guitar, or you just stand up there and tell jokes? I actually wrote a song, and I'd like to share it with you real quick. And this song is from when I was a little kid. I had a best friend, and we were inseparable. We did everything together. One day we were outside playing, and me and my best friend Pete, we were out there just having a blast, and I heard this loud crash. Just I spun around. My best friend is gone. He had disappeared. I went running back to the last place I saw my friend and realized he had just fallen through the cover of an abandoned well. There's nothing I could do. I went running home, I was screaming and crying. I was like, Mom, Pete fell in the well! Pete fell in the well! We had to call emergency services, the fire department and the police department, to come and dig him out. And my mom said something to me that stuck to me to this day. She said, son, all you can do is pray. And that has always stuck with me. Yeah. So the other day I sat down and I started writing some lyrics to some music. And this song is for my friend Pete. And every time I'm doing it, I'm going to dedicate it to him. So tonight, this is for him. This is for Pete. It's called Hold On. Thank you. My name is Will. I need to move this out of your way. I don't want it to block your view of me. That's right, I'm a big boy. I did not wake up this morning and go, oh no, I'm swollen. Okay? It doesn't happen like that. But being big has advantages and also has some disadvantages. One of the advantages, I'm a lot harder to kidnap. That's right. And this year, I got my very first corporate sponsor, the American Heart Association. Yeah. I get to go around to schools and tell kids you need to eat right and exercise. Because if you don't, now, I get to go around and tell kids you need to eat right and exercise because if you don't, 3 very serious health conditions could arise. Number 1, you could get diabetes. Diabetes is a battle you could end up fighting the rest of your life. Number 2, you could get heart disease. Heart disease could shorten your lifespan. And number 3, which I think is far worse than the other 2, you could chafe. That skinny lady went, "What's that? Is that an eye disease or something? What is that?" If you're suffering from that third circumstance, you know there's only a couple things you can do to it. You can grease it, but then anytime you go anywhere, you look like a professional bowler. And that's wrong. Your only other option is to powder it. But then anytime you sit down, it looks like you're trying to do magic. Now, I pointed out that young skinny lady just a minute ago. Let me say something. I'm a Christian, and I got to be honest with you. If you're here and you're skinny, I don't like you, okay? Skinny people can't do the simplest of things, like eat at a buffet. You ever see them? You go to like the corral or wherever you want to call it. My wife calls it the golden trough, you know? You go to Ryan, someplace like that. You'll see a skinny person. Maybe you'll have some of that. Maybe you'll have some of that. Maybe you'll just get a salad. Scoop and go! Scoop and go! Figure out what you got when you get back to your table. That's what we do. Well, how do you know if you're big? This is the litmus test. Have you ever been goosed by the shower curtain? Some of us get in, do one side, step out, turn around, and go back in, do the other side. That's a way of life. Now, I said being big has advantages. It has some disadvantages, too. This year, I've been diagnosed with some health issues. I'm starting to lose my vision, and it's really scaring me. I'll ask you to keep me in your prayers. My wife noticed it really starting to act up a couple weeks ago. I was sitting on the couch, and she said, "Honey, can you take the trash out?" I couldn't see that happening. I have been diagnosed with diabetes. My sugar is high, and I have to take a couple pills every morning to regulate my blood sugar. And I have to take them every day. I went to my doctor for my last checkup, and my sugar numbers are like through the roof. He's like, "Will, you have to take them every single day for them to work properly." I'm like, "Doc, I am. I take 2 of those little pills with my Mountain Dew and my Pop-Tarts. It ain't doing nothing." And I did not know this, but being big can affect how you sleep. I was just diagnosed with sleep apnea. By applause. Do you know what sleep apnea is? Yes. Sleep apnea, in case you don't know what it is, skinny people. Sleep apnea is when you stop breathing in your sleep. And I always thought that would be the way I would die. In my sleep. But I thought somewhere in that equation would be my wife and a pillow. But I stopped breathing on my own. And I did not know this. The biggest symptom for sleep apnea is that you snore. Did you know that? By applause. If you knew that, clap. Now, when I went to the doctor, I found out that I had sleep apnea, snoring was the symptom, and I also found out there's only 2 ways to snore. One is through your nose. That's a nasal snorer. That's the person that sounds like they have a wood chipper stuck in their sinus cavity. And it kind of sounds like a... A lady over there went, "That's him! That's him!" That's a nasal snorer. You know, the other way to snore is through your mouth. That's an oral snorer. And that's the person that sounds like they've got a ping pong ball stuck in a shop vac. And theirs is kind of like... is an oral snorer. Now, when I went to the doctor, I found out I do both. And the medical term for nasal and oral snoring is sleeping on the couch. That's right. I'm like, Doc, this sleep apnea is killing me. What can I do? He says, you need to eat right and exercise. And I said, or? Says, what we can do is get you a little thing called a CPAP machine. By applause, you know what a CPAP is? A CPAP machine is a little machine that sits beside my bed and pumps air up my nose all night so I don't forget to breathe. How bad does your memory have to be if you're forgetting to breathe? So now I have a little assistance. And it sounds like...
Hey, honey, this is a whole lot better, isn't it?
Luke, I'm your father.
The CPAP machine has a snorkel. It has a face mask that I have to put on every night before I go to bed. I have to put on snorkel gear to get under the covers. The way it connects, there are these Velcro straps in the back. You pull them tight, stick them together. The other night, the straps stuck to the pillow. So I went to roll over, but the face mask didn't. And it just went, shh. Now at first, I got a little happy. Because all I felt was, yeah. For sure. And then I got scared. Because it went from to the other night, I've got this machine on. It's got an 8-foot-long hose that connects the mask to the unit. 8 foot long. I rolled over in bed, rolled right over on the hose. Cut my own air off. I have no idea what my wife thought I was dreaming about. But she must have thought I was dreaming I was a goldfish. The whole time I'm laying there, I'm going. And have you ever had a near-death experience? Anyone? Yes, I have. I had my CPAP on, minding my own business. The power went out. I do forget to breathe. And it's funny because my wife laughs at me with this CPAP machine. And she says, do you know what? When you snore, you make the silliest faces. I'm like, really? And she says, yeah, you should see it. You kind of go. I have never seen this activity before. Apparently I'm sleeping through it. But I'm laying there with my CPAP on and I heard her start to snore. Yeah, I thought it would be cute too. It's not. She was laying there facing me and I thought I'm just going to get real close, just kind of see her face. And did not realize that my CPAP just kind of... So she's laying there nice and peaceful. I mean, she's all the way laid out. She doesn't sleep standing up. In case you're visioning, no, she's all the way out like that. She's sleeping and this air hits her on the face. And it was one of those moments that are like so memorable because she went,
What is wrong with you?
I just looked at her and said, sleep apnea? That's what the doctor said. It's tough. When I went to the doctor and he told me I was supposed to eat right and exercise, I wish I would have done one thing. Left my wife in the waiting room. Because she's in the office with me. And when the doctor said exercise, she's like, Doc, what kind of exercise should he do? Our doctor goes, he needs to do something low impact so he doesn't hurt himself. Maybe like a treadmill or rollerblade. But I thought, if those are my two options, rollerblading and a treadmill, I'm going to do both of them at the same time. So this is how I exercise. Have you ever tried to buy exercise equipment? Did you know they have weight limits? Defeats the purpose, doesn't it? If you think I'm kidding, the next time you go to Walmart, go back into sporting goods and look at a treadmill. Maximum weight, 300 pounds. I am obviously 301. So, well, sorry you gotta go. Well, I got ADD bad. I apologize. I have such bad ADD. Write their license plate down. Because I will forget it now. Little things distract me, though. You ever notice that? You ever notice little things distract you now? Like a guy had a cell phone in our church. Little distracting. I mean, he was new. I knew that he was a new guy. He sat in the front row. I mean, he's new. But he left his cell phone on all the way through the service. And our pastor gave this awesome sermon. At the end, he says, is there anybody here who needs Jesus? Is there anybody here who needs the Lord? Right then, that guy's cell phone went off. Oh, it wasn't one of those phones that go... Oh, it wasn't like that. It was one of those cell phones that play a song. The whole song. So our pastor said, is there anybody here who needs Jesus? And his cell phone went, I'm on the highway to hell. So if I see things, I may talk about them. Yeah, but if you go to Walmart and you check out these things, what am I going to do with a treadmill that I can't even fit on? What am I going to do? Take it home and do this? I actually joined a gym and I've started working out a little bit. Woo, yeah. Yeah. I feel good. I've lost about 35 pounds. Yeah. I feel great. When you go start to work out, people will start to notice. I was talking to my daughter and she's like, Pop, you can really tell you've lost weight in your face. And I'm like, that is awesome, because I haven't lifted any weights with my face. Yeah. Woo. But when you go to a gym, sometimes you get into a routine, and there might be a machine, this special machine you like to get on. Just one, and you like to use it all the time. And they have these little things that say 30-minute time limit. 30 minutes. Okay. Well, the other day I didn't really pay attention to that, and I'm just really into my workout. And one of the attendants come up and said, excuse me, Will, somebody else would like to use the vending machine? I was doing crunches. Nestle crunches is what I was doing. Come on! Try it. Then the girl behind the counter says, Will, you should try a stationary bike. You really should. So I sat in a chair. She said, Will, maybe you should try the stationary bike. I said, listen, if the bikes go in the same place as the chair, I'm taking the chair. I was not always the happy-go-lucky guy you see here on stage. I was born a preemie. Is that hard to believe? Being heckled by skinny people. Okay, great. I was born a preemie. I was born at the beginning of the third trimester. I was so tiny I fit in the palm of my mom's hand. And I was fighting for life, and the doctor said, just give up. There's no need to try. There's no need to even worry about it. I was so tiny, but fighting for life. And I only weighed like 10 pounds, 6 ounces. I told that in a school assembly, and I kid you not, a freshman sitting right in the front row went, "Your mom had big hands." I didn't have all the breaks all the other kids have. My parents, when they sent me to school, I got picked on by all the other kids. I got picked on by the teachers. And that's when I realized I did not want to be homeschooled. But I didn't want to go there for one reason. I did not want to go to college at my grandparents'. I don't want to be an alum with my mom, okay? No. I did get kicked out of homeschooling because someone called in a bomb threat. I had to go to public school. Public school was different. It was really different. When I was in school, 2 + 2 was 4. Kids nowadays, you guys, you're not going to learn that. Not like that. You guys are going to have math with words. Story problems. There are 2 trees. And there are 2 lumberjacks. The lumberjacks go into the forest to harvest the trees. The first lumberjack can do all of his duties in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. 30 minutes. And in case you're a visual learner, the second lumberjack, or Jill, can do all their duties in 45. 45. When they're done, how do the trees feel? Stumped? I don't think kids are dumb. I just don't think they've had enough experience. I don't think they've had enough experience at life to know how to make good decisions. One of the places that they get wisdom from is the Bible. And many times I ask kids, hey, do you read your word? Do you read the Bible? Sometimes they're like, yeah, I do. But then I always ask them a follow-up question just to make sure they're telling me the truth. Because if you ask a kid, hey, do you read your Bible? Yeah. Ask them, what are you studying? You'll find out if they're reading. You read your Bible? Yeah. What are you studying? God. Okay. But I ask kids, do you read the word? And sometimes they tell me no. It's too hard. It says beget, begat, begone. It's like, oh. Don't you realize that's one of the ways that God talks to us is through his word? Yeah. So I've always wondered, and this is one of the questions I'm going to ask the Lord when I get to heaven. Why didn't you choose a different disciple to write some of the Bible for kids? Like, why didn't you choose Dr. Seuss? What would the Bible have sounded like then? I am the God you call I am. I am the God of Abraham. I do not like it when you sin. I do not like it deep within. I do not like it in the spring or when you have a wild fling. I do not like it in the summer when you sin. It is a bummer. I do not like it in the fall. I do not like your sin at all. I could get that, couldn't you? Man, I know I could. And I always ask people, man, if God wrote the Bible like a math book, what would it say? God is greater than man. That's what I think. I think that we need to get the word out. We have to. There's a world that's dying and going to hell, and that's not funny. But we've got to do things different, church. In case you call me, my ringer's on Stairway to Heaven. Okay, I'm just telling you. That's funny. Church, we got to do things different. We hand out pieces of paper. Here's a tract. Here's a tract. Come to church. Here's a tract. Man, we live in technology. We need to use it. What if we took some church money and made some Christian television commercials? Yeah. I will sell the world's products if they use my biblical characters. Could you imagine watching the Super Bowl and you see Lazarus come walking out of the tomb? Do you stinketh? Try speed sticketh. You're watching your TV and there's Noah. And here comes Mrs. Noah. Grace, because Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So Grace. Grace says, Noah, what are you doing? I'm building an ark. Noah, did you hear from the Lord? No, but I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Things are changing so fast. I mean, it used to be we could invite people to church with just simple track. I remember that as a child, but boy, things have changed. I remember when you could turn on the TV on one day and watch cartoons. One day. Adults, do you know what it is? Saturday, and somebody said it, morning. We can't turn it on 24/7 and watch cartoons. We only had one day, and you had to set your alarm clock to get up early to see the good ones. My favorite superhero, my favorite cartoon character of all, Wonder Woman. Yeah. But not for the reasons you're thinking. Does anybody know anything about Wonder Woman? What was her superpowers? Yell it. Lasso. I heard somebody yell lasso. The lasso of truth. She'd take that rope off and if she got you with it, you had to tell the truth. But that did not make her a superhero to me. Because my mom had something like that. What was another one of her superpowers? Yell it out. She could fly an invisible plane. Yes. Yes. Say yes or you're going to be edited out. Tell me something else about Wonder Woman. She had magic bling bling. She could knock bullets down. Pew, 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 pew. She could take off her tiara and go. Shushing. Not a hair out of place. That did not make her a superhero to me either. My mom had something like that. It was called a shoe. Pick that up and bring it here. How did Wonder Woman get into costume? She spun around. Diana Prince. Go, trouble? No, 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 no. I'm ready. Ladies, every single guy that's in here, our favorite superhero is Wonder Woman. Because we all want a woman that can get ready that fast. Not only did we have different kind of cartoons, we had different kind of toys. We learned all we ever needed to know from the things we got at Christmas. What did I get? Legos, Hot Wheels, Weeble Wobbles. What did I learn? Legos, you better know how to build something. Hot Wheels, you better have a fast car. And Weeble Wobbles, you knock over the fat kid, he will get back up. Ladies are laughing. Ladies, you shouldn't laugh. You learned a lot from your Christmas gifts. What did you get? Easy bake oven. Costume jewelry. And Barbies. What did you learn? You better know how to cook something, even if it's with a light bulb. Costume jewelry, you better know how to accessorize. And what did you learn from Barbie? If you ever find a woman that's perfect, rip her head off. If you think I'm kidding, the next time you go to a garage sale, you see a box of headless Barbies, that's a little girl that needs some therapy, okay? But things are different. I remember when I was in school, I tried to witness and share my testimony when I could. Even now, when we go places, I like to share my testimony. My wife and I stopped at a restaurant on the way up here. And the waitress walked up to our table. I said, "Excuse me, do you take Canadian?" And she went, "No, sir, we don't." I said, "I got one tied up in the trunk. What should I do with it?" I like to try to witness to people. I try to joke with them a little bit. But you know what? I like to witness to people, and I like to invite them to church. But one of the things I really hate to do is invite them to church when I know they're going to give me a lame excuse why they won't come. You ever invited somebody to come to church and they won't come? And they give you an excuse? We saw a lady the other day and said, hey, come to church with us. Come to church with us. She goes, no, I don't want to go to church. There's too many hypocrites in church. And I was like, yeah, I know. That's why I don't go to Kroger's. You ever been in Kroger's? I guarantee you go in Kroger's, there's going to be a fat person pushing a cart with a dozen donuts and a Diet Coke. That's a hypocrite! I saw my best friend Pete, the one that was in the well. I said, Pete, man, you got to go to church with me. You got to see Jesus has changed my life, man. You got to check this out. And Pete's Catholic. Now, if you're here and you're Catholic, I'm not trying to offend you. I do a lot of your prayers. I do. I say a lot of Catholic prayers. Like the one my wife and I did the other day at the mall. Hail Mary, full of grace. Help me find a parking place. But my friend Pete's Catholic. I said, dude, you got to come to my church. Jesus has changed my life. And Pete goes, Will, I'm not going to your church because people that go to your church are pushovers. They're wimps. Bam! You want to go to church now? We're having a healing service. Bring your kids. Pow, pow, pow. And of all the places that we get to go, I've never been into a church that is the only one going. My Bible says whoever calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. Amen? Because I believe when we get to heaven, there are going to be Assembly of God, Church of Christ, Nazarene, Mennonite, Lutheran, some Catholics, Presbyterian, Mennonite, some Jehovah Witnesses will make it to the door. Now, I think that's biblical. Hear me. My Bible says the first half hour that we are in heaven, there will be silence. Because you know if there's a Jehovah Witness at the door, I just want to make it to heaven. I believe that you can go to any church and you can cry out to God and He will hear you. It doesn't matter where you go, as long as you go. We don't want to see you leave the building if you don't know Jesus. We don't want to see you leave the planet if you don't know Jesus. And St. Peter is going to be standing right behind him going, Will's here, start the buffet. And like I said, I try to witness wherever I go. My wife and I were at Walmart the other day. Did you know this? Walmart sells more stuff than Costco, Kmart, and Target combined. Did you know that? Walmart sells more merchandise than Costco, Kmart, and Target combined. Imagine what they could do if they'd opened more than 2 checkouts. My wife and I are at Walmart, and we're checking out, and there's this young fellow right up in front of me, about 4 years old. And he's just hanging on the pop cooler. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo! And I was just looking at this kid like, wow. And then his mother realizes that I'm paying attention to her son's behavior. So now she's going to step in and become super mom. And she went, no, don't. No, don't. Do you want a timeout? You know what timeout was for me? The amount of time I spent unconscious on the floor. That was timeout for me. And she went, no, don't. No. Do you want a timeout? I know my Bible. Maybe you know this passage too. If you do, help me finish it. Spare the rod, spoil the child. Nowhere in that passage does it say they have to be yours. So I just wanted to give the kids some biblical wisdom. I didn't want to spank him. I didn't want to hit him. I just wanted to get his attention. So I just leaned down and went, that little kid went, woo, woo. While that kid was standing there in silence, his mother used that moment to teach that kid something. Because while he had his full attention on me, she leaned down and whispered in his little ear, "You're going to be just like him." My Bible says in Psalms 2:4, He who is enthroned in the heavens laughs. So what I want to whisper in your ear tonight before you leave is you are going to be just like him. Because when hard times come, and they do, when things get rough, and they do, and trouble likes to come your way, and it will, we can laugh, because if you read the end of the book, we win. I'd love for you to stop, get a card, get my email address, send me an email. Will, I was at the show. I loved it. I love getting an email like that. I love it. If you're here, you didn't like the show, if you're here, I was skinny, Will, I didn't like the show, send me that email. I'll delete it. I don't care. Good night. I love you.